Hey, how's everybody doing? It's been a little while since I made a video, so I thought I'd give this another shot for Paul's Real Wheels here. I've been working on a little side project. I showed it off probably about a year ago, and yeah, just started to make a little bit more progress on it, so I thought I'd give you guys a first inside look on the very first 1973 Delta 88, the classic remote control car. Let's check it out. All right, let's get into this thing. So, if you watched any of Sam Raimi's movies, you know he hides the 73 Oldsmobile Delta 88 Royale in his movies as a cameo, for reasons speculated. But it was his parents' car, and I believe his father gave it to him when he made the first Evil Dead back in late 70s. Came out in 81. Anyway, we're fast forwarding to 2000s with Marvel, and Sam Raimi directed Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, the second Doctor Strange movie, and the Delta 88 had two cameos. One cameo was the actual car. Sam Raimi's car was off on the world, that everything was floating around, and Doctor Strange had to fight the other Doctor Strange. And so you'll see a cameo of the car kind of floating on wires in the background. They do show the car and how they did that in the special features. So that's pretty cool. Second cameo was something that looked a little like this. So this is what I can tell, pretty close to replica of what Sam Raimi had in the background. This was in the scene where Wanda comes to her self on a different world, raising her two kids, and behind the couch on the floor you'll see the monster truck Delta 88 RC car. So this is what you got. The chassis is, can't remember the company. It's called the Wild Willys 2. And so we can pop this body off. Wild Willys 2 chassis. It's got a wheelie bar on the back that is very recommended. I'll have to look at movie stills, see if that's on there. However, the wheels, the tread on the tires, and even this front bumper guard with springs, they kind of push in their impact guard. This looks like it's identical to what was used. These kits are a couple $100. You build it yourself. I ended up finding this one on eBay, already assembled. It's a two-wheel drive model, and so it's rear-wheel drive, and this thing just basically rides wheelies all day long. So what I did was, this is where I'm at so far in the build process, is I've removed all of the Wild Willys 2, obviously took the body off, and I removed all of the studs and supports. It's got, like most RC cars, has supports that come up like this, and also on the front, and then the body slips over it, and you've got little retaining clips that hold the body on top of this. I'm going to go a different route, and I found that they've got magnetic mounts where you can mount a magnet to the bottom of the car, and then when you set the car on top of here, it'll just be magnets that hold it on. So this is a 3D printed car. Purchased the STL file. I didn't steal it, purchased it. Unfortunately, it was printed in 4 sections. So I've got a brake line here, and then a brake line in the front where my buddy printed this. He actually cut it right here in the middle where the door is on both sides, and it stood upright in the printer bed, similar to this, and printed from here up. And when it got to here, it misaligned. So he basically stopped the print and restarted the print and just basically printed, you know, the sections that didn't work. That way, this was a 4-day print to get a car this big. And it's pretty solid. I did inject some foam inside to give it a little strength up underneath the seat here. But I mean, it's pretty detailed. It's got the gas tank, the mufflers, the exhaust, you know, license plate. You can see the taillights there. I also have the seats, the steering wheel, and this roof section that need to be installed. I've done some sanding. I've done some Bondo work, you know, try to hide this gap here. But it's a pretty awesome model, and I think this is going to work really good for this build. I did take all of the guts and tuck them down as much as I could. I also put some additional heat shrink on here so that everything's all kind of blacked out. Wherever you see wires, I wanted them to be blacked out. I've got the antenna here, which I've removed. It basically used to sit back here and upright. And curious what you guys think. If I should, you know, poke a hole in the trunk lid and have the antenna come up, possibly in the back. I don't know if I have enough room because of where this is mounted. Oh yeah, I do. I could route this to the front and have it pop up in the, you know. So do I make it movie accurate and show no antenna? Or do I make it, you know, Paul's Real Wheels and poke an antenna up where an antenna should be on a 73 Oldsmobile? But yeah, that's where we're at in the build. And it's pretty awesome. I don't think anybody has built one of these yet, which is surprising. I'll get my antenna in the way there. But yeah, it should sit on there like this. It's going to have a little bit of rake where the, you know, the Jeep, the Willys Jeep actually sits like that. You can see the frame gets higher in the rear. If I want to level it out, I could potentially take some give out of the shocks here, and this would sit a little bit lower. Or maybe remove a spring or two out of the springs back here in these rear shocks on both sides. That would make it sit lower and level. Again, I do want to make it as movie accurate as possible. So yeah, my goal is to finish this for convention coming up in Scarefest in Kentucky. That's going to be in October. It's going to have all the Raimis there, Bruce there, potentially a big cast of Evil Dead. So I'd like to get this done, and yeah, possibly have Sam sign it. I think he might think it's pretty cool. He's got to know about the one that was in Doctor Strange. So anyways, this is where we're at in the build. It's going to get full paint, full detail on the inside. It's got door handles and all the goodies in there. You know, you got the dash in there too. You know, it's 3D printed, but it's got a little bit of detail to it. So again, here we go. Pretty fun. Thank you guys for checking us out. And as always, stay groovy.